Coming back with some more breaking news that we are getting on the broadcast at the moment, and this is to do with actor Jacqueline Fernandez. Now, Jacqueline has come out after she was granted interim bail by the Patiala House Court in the national capital. In fact, News18 confronted the actor. However, she refuses to respond, is what we are told. This is what is the latest that's coming out on the Jacqueline Fernandez front. We are also showing you those visuals as Jacqueline Fernandez comes out this after she was granted that interim bail with a bond of 50,000 rupees that was granted to her by the Delhi Patiala House Court. She's seen here coming out. She is, of course, confronted by News18 cameras. They try to ask her the question regarding her association with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. However, she's here seen evading all the questions and just moving away from the cameras. Remember, she has been a prime accused in the 200 crore money laundering case. Let me quickly
how do you react to these developments that have been taking place?
Yeah, now we're in the courtrooms. Please go ahead.
Do you want to say something? How do you react to these developments that have been taking place?
Yeah, now we're in the courtrooms. Please go ahead.
My colleague Ananya, who's brought us that exclusive input, is joining me on the broadcast. Ananya, there you have it. Jacqueline Fernandez is confronted by our cameras. You seem to have asked her that question. However, she is clearly evading all the question, which is to do with 200 crore extortion case, which connects her with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar.
Well, definitely. In fact, she refused to answer any of our questions. She chose to remain quiet. She chose to remain silent. But what is very, very important at this time is that she has got a big relief. Interim protection from arrest has been granted to her until the next date of hearing, that is October 2022, when her bail would be heard. And it is very likely, as we take up the judgments of Anil Until versus ED by the Supreme Court, or some other judgments, that whenever an accused who has not been arrested even before the charge sheet has been filed, and now since the charge sheet stage has reached now, the charge sheets have been filed, cognizance has been taken. Now it would be very, very easy for Jacqueline Fernandez to secure a bail into this particular case. However, the Enforcement Directorate would continuously be opposing this bail application, which has now been filed by Jacqueline Fernandez. And October 2022, we would get to know as to what is the fate of this matter and whether or not the court would in fact grant her bail. But then if we talk in terms of law, if we talk in terms of legal perspective, we talk in terms of Supreme Court judgments, it would be a cakewalk, in fact, for Jacqueline Fernandez to secure a bail into this particular matter. However, we still have to wait and watch as to how the court would react to ED's submissions and ED's arguments opposing this bail application. But very, very, in fact, big day for Jacqueline Fernandez, a big relief coming in for her and her legal team as well, because now she has secured a bail. She has given out a bail bond of 50,000 with one surety of like amounts. The FDs have been submitted before the court. All the documents and procedures are now complete. And Jacqueline is free in this particular matter until the October 22, when this matter is again heard, and her bail application is heard by in fact, the Patiala House Court Special NIA Judge Shailendra Malick would be holding hearing into this matter, and he would also be hearing the applications for supplying of documents and, in fact, the supplying of, in fact, other documents into this particular case, whether it's the relied upon documents, the RUDs, or the non-relied upon documents of the Enforcement Directorate case. So, a very crucial day coming in, Jacqueline getting a big relief from the court itself. So, a big day for Jacqueline Fernandez.
Also, Ananya, the fact that she has already gone through that 8 hours of questioning by the Enforcement Directorate. The next hearing by the court, of course, is on October 22nd, like you've been mentioning. You know, what happens to the questioning vis-a-vis the Enforcement Directorate now? Now that you're mentioning that it is quite a cakewalk for Jacqueline, because this is a big relief. Remember, we have broke the story that she, in fact, got that interim bail by the court, by the Delhi Patiala House Court. But what happens when it comes to the process of questioning by the Enforcement Directorate vis-a-vis the actor?
Well, the Enforcement Directorate can definitely, in fact, go on to investigate, can go on to interrogate Jacqueline Fernandez, and she can appear before the agency. She would have to, in fact, appear before the agency, because whenever such kind of an interim relief is granted or such kind of bails are granted, it is on the accused, in fact, to go and appear before the agency to cooperate in the investigation. Because if at all she skips the summons, if at all she evades these questions, then she might be into trouble. The ED might approach challenging these bails. It can call for a bail cancellation into this matter. But in order to avoid that, and since we are in touch with Jacqueline's legal team, we are hearing very clearly that at all the time, Jacqueline Fernandez would be cooperating in this investigation with the Enforcement Directorate. So a very, very clear hint from the ED, from the legal team of Jacqueline Fernandez that she would be definitely complying and would be appearing as and when called by the Enforcement Directorate into this particular case.
Also, Ananya, what is happening when it comes to the questioning of Jacqueline Fernandez by the economic offences wing of the Delhi police? Because we do know that she has been questioned for several times by the Enforcement Directorate. However, she also had appeared before the EOW.
Well, yes, though the investigations are different in nature, and in fact, this comes with regards to the ED investigation, it comes as a shot in the arm for Jacqueline Fernandez. While we talk of the EOW case, she is yet to secure an interim relief into this particular case. So she has not been made accused is one of the biggest reasons that she has not been made accused in that particular case, because that case pertains to the conspiracy that was hatched by Sukesh Chandrasekhar into this particular case. And in fact, it has also been mentioned that Jacqueline might be called again for questioning in this case. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how Jacqueline Fernandez reacts to all this development and whether the EOW actually calls up investigation. Because what we also have to remember is the judgment that has been rendered by the Supreme Court in when the challenge was given to the ED provisions, because it is very, very clear in Justice Khanwilkar's judgment that if the predicate offence, that is the offence that is being investigated by the economic offence, is being falls flat, the ED case would also come down badly. So very, very clear indication that the EOW has, that's the reason, swung into action after Justice Khanwilkar's judgment to make a strong and a watertight case against Jacqueline Fernandez and her role. Though in this particular case, she is, in fact, she's serving as a witness into the EOW case. But in the ED's case, her nature has changed. She has now become an accused, because the ED has clearly alleged that she, in the lure of money, Jacqueline Fernandez actually forgot who Sukesh Chandrasekhar was and what were his criminal antecedents. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things proceed. But definitely a big shot in the arm, a big relief coming in for the actor. Now she can actually take a breather, at least into this particular case.
Absolutely. Ananya, thank you so much. Like Ananya was mentioning, a big shot in the arm for actor Jacqueline Fernandez. Remember, she has today been granted an interim bail on the bond of ₹50,000, and this has happened by the Delhi Patiala House Court. Remember, she also appeared at the court as an accused in this particular case. This is the 200 crore extortion case. This is to do with conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar. Jacqueline has been named as an accused in this case by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, we will